All right, y'all. What's up? Yeah, so I figured I would just give it another try. I actually, earlier today, had to address some things. So, yeah, I'm just coming back, giving it another try to redo this live and explain the song, basically. So, basically, that was a demonstration of how the song can be played. And that was without all the fills and things like that. Just pretty much just chording, So whether or not that was helpful, I'm pretty sure it was. But I haven't seen anyone like this explain this on guitar, so figured I would show it. Plus, I said I would show some gospel stuff, so just doing a few songs around that genre. So this is in the key of C sharp, and earlier today when I was trying to explain it, I think I was taking a little long, but the song is kind of involved. But anyway, C sharp, there's C sharp right there. Here's the scale. Okay, we know how to do that. Here are the chords. Except on this song, the 3 is not using a minor chord. In R&B music, a lot of times the 3 is using a minor chord. So this is C sharp major. This is E flat minor. The 3, instead of a F minor, instead of an F minor, it's actually a C sharp major over F. Over the 4 is a F sharp major. Over the 5, I can play it here, or I can play it here. It's a G sharp major. The 6 is a B flat minor. The 7 is actually an A flat major over C. Or you could say a C half diminished, then back to 1. All right, so those are like the chords that are in the key of C sharp major. Now I'm going to actually explain some of the chords that actually deviate outside. Okay, and there are, I think, 3 in terms of the root notes, about 3 places where within the chord progression in the journeys of chords, it goes outside a couple of times. Okay, outside of that. And even though some of the root notes are used, it may not be using the chord structure within the key. Okay, so let me explain that just real quick. So start with the bass note. We know this is it's in the C sharp major, and the C sharp is the root, or the tonic, or whatever you want to call it. So we know that is being used. That's one of the ways that is being determined. All right, so we know that is being used. Now there's actually a flat 2. So before we go to the 2, which is the E flat, we're gonna do the flat 2. So it's actually a couple of times a D minor 7 flat 5 being used, a couple of times D dominant, D diminished 7th chord. That's being used over the flat 2, okay, which is a D. I want to say that's kind of it. That's like the sound that they're using, okay? Sometimes I'm not distinguishing the piano timbre well all the time, but I think that's what's being used. To the E flat, definitely E flat minor for sure. Another thing that's being used over the 2, which is E flat minor, well, that in terms of like the bass note, E flat minor is being used. Also, E flat minor 7 flat 5 is being used, okay? And E flat major is being used. That's being used at some point in the song. And let's go ahead and go to the 3. All right, so for the 3, we know that the C sharp major over F is being used for sure. You know, we know that's being used. The F minor 7 flat 5 is being used. So you can see minor 7 flat 5 is being used all throughout the song, especially since it has a minor triad inside of it. Okay, even though it is the full chord is like a half diminished chord, or a minor 7 flat 5 chord, inside of it there is a minor triad in it. You know what I'm saying? So over F, that F bass note, that's another chord structure that's being used, as well as F major. F major is used. That chord is being used. And I want to say that's it for that particular over the 3. Over the 4, definitely a F sharp major is being used. And there's another one that is, this is being used, but I'm not really playing that. I just hear the voices doing that. But I just don't really, I just hear it. And yeah, and F sharp minor, that's being used. So this minor triad is the same as this, which is being used in the E flat minor 7 flat 5. See how that sounds the same? Okay. So enough of that one. Once the flat 5, before we go to the 5, the flat 5, there is a diminished, like a G diminished chord right there. And then when you go to the actual 5, G sharp major, and that's over that flat 5, that diminished chord. That's the only thing that's being used in that place. We got the G sharp major, just playing them in a couple of places. Over that G sharp, the bass note, there's definitely a G sharp minor. Actually, it's a minor 7 at 9. You probably saw me play that in the demonstration, over the part where it says you are the strength of my life. You probably saw that, so that's where I use it. So yeah, minor 7 flat, minor 7 at 9. What else is being used? I think over that root note, that's all that's being used. Before we go to the 6, let's go to the flat 6, which is the A as a bass note. So remember, we were playing on 2, we were playing a minor 7 flat 5 over the 2, and it sounded like this. Well, if we take this minor triad and we put that A, that's actually like a A6 chord, you know what I'm saying? So that's being used. When we go to the 6, that's a regular like minor chord or minor 7 chord. We can go for a minor 7 at 9 too. Oh, excuse me. There as well. And before we go to the 7, actually a 7 isn't even being used in this song, but a flat 7, we're gonna use that same triad that's being used on the minor triad that's being used on the 2, which is the E flat minor 7 flat 5. The same thing I was just doing with the flat 6. The flat 7 is being used there too. So that's being used. That's being used. And this. So see how this is going? The same triad. So that's the flat 7. That's the flat 6. That's the 2. As far as the flat 7, if you change the bass note up like that, this is like a this is a B7 sus 2. That structure, this is a A6, and this is a E flat minor 7 flat 5. Okay, so it's just cool how it, when you just change the bass note up, sometimes it makes sense. And back to the root, I think that's all the chords. Oh, over the 6. Oh, over the, I explained the 6. There's actually a major chord played over the 6 one time. And the flat 7, in addition to the B7 sus 2, there's also a B major 7 played one time. So those are the chord shapes that are being played. Okay, so pretty much almost every Richard Smallwood almost utilized in a in terms of the bass player, almost the full chromatic scale from C sharp. He didn't do flat 3, but he did 1, flat 2, 2, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 6, 6, flat 7, and 1. So everything except flat 3 and 7 he utilized. Okay. Let me do that better. See if I can do this right. Let me see. That's how the end goes. All right. So let's actually go over the song. Okay. I'm actually a little earlier than how I did it the first time. And those of you who are just getting on, if there are more people getting on, I haven't checked the number. I did pretty much demonstrate the song in the beginning of the live. If you want, you can rewind back to that whenever it's live. All right, so let's hit play. It starts right on C sharp major. So easy enough, right? Easy enough for that part where it says, I will lift. I will lift. That part, so. I will lift. All right. And it goes. So that's what goes next. But the first 3 chords, C sharp major, B flat minor, G sharp major, back to C sharp major. So he starts very just major minor on those first initial chords. Okay, so when he walks up, my eyes, here's the 4. Okay, so start from the top again. Yeah. All right, so on that part, again on that flat 7, on the B, he's playing that B major 7th. So B major 7th, then a B flat dominant 7th. And then he goes back to the E flat minor. So, all right, so I'm gonna rewind just a little bit. Go back one time. Again. Okay, so he did a couple other passes. And these are just passing chords, okay? So he did that to just kind of color it up. And here are those passes again, okay? All right, so here are those. It is B major 7th, can play, you can color it up. Okay. E flat minor, then B major 7th again, then F minor 7th flat 5, B flat dominant 7th, then what's this, D diminished 7th, then back to the E flat minor. So real fast it looks like this. Okay, that's how that looks. All right, let's go back and we can play it in context. So all these passing chords are just taking the journey. So after the he goes straight to the G sharp major, then the C sharp major, then F sharp major, then he goes to the C sharp major over F. Then the 2 is which is normally a E flat minor. This is where he plays the E flat major. Okay, so you'll hear how that sounds in context. And it ends back on the G sharp major. Now here's where it gets real interesting, and it starts to, it starts to do some other interesting things. So if you don't mind, this is just what I do when I practice. One thing that I don't want for people to think is that this stuff hops in our head magically. It does not. I go back over and over and over. If I'm learning it, sometimes I learn it very quickly. I get it quickly, but something like this, I have to play it over and over and over and over and over to understand it, because he's really speaking in the piano playing. Okay. So just I'm checking my time. So let me go back to the top. Sorry about that. I played the wrong chord right there. But anyway, on this next part, when it goes to, he plays that little, it's not an interlude, but the little fill that he plays, it starts to open up now. Okay. I think he goes to the 3. This part. All right. So on that part, let me go back real quick. Okay, so after the C sharp major, goes back to the 4 major, then the C sharp major over F. So that F, that C sharp major over F, then it changes to a F major. So it's like it does this. He stays on the chord for quite a bit of time right here, and then plays the C on the top. So and then when he plays the 4, he's playing an F sharp major, but there's a movement that's happening. Okay, so the F sharp major, they're kind of hanging on to the F sharp, but as a way to kind of rebound back to the F sharp major, he plays a triad from the 5 real quick, and then but holds the bass note down. Well, at least that's like the bass note stays on the 4, and they go. It's not. It's more like that's the sound of it, or someone could think, but it's not. It's going. So then B flat major. Then now we're going to E flat major. Then we're going to C sharp major over F. Then here's the flat 5 situation, which is a G diminished. Then we go to the flat 7 over the minor triad that I was talking about. All right. So let's play it in context. So you can just hear how it opens up, okay? Which is wild how it does that. I think it's beautifully written, you know what I'm saying? The way it opens up in that way, okay? I don't have the words really for it. But let's just go over that part, which is the chorus. So on this part, on that you are part, is playing the C sharp triad, C sharp major triad, but it's not playing the C sharp in the bass. It's actually playing the G sharp in the bass. Okay, so that's important. Even though the guitar really just has to. It's not, the guitar is not playing the bass. I'm just giving you context so that you understand where it's all kind of like hanging on. All right, this is important. All right, so the C sharp major over G sharp. You are the source. And this is the 2 where the E flat minor is normally played, but this time it's like a E flat minor at 9 in that position. And there's going to be this real cool movement that's happening, okay, that is very common in gospel music. Okay, so a lot of times the reason why gospel musician or church musicians can sort of pick up on things is because a lot of these movements are very familiar and they're used a lot, you know, and it gives more feeling to what's being, what's being played. So instead of playing the chords that are in the key, you're playing the root notes that are in the key, but you're playing other chords over those roots. We're going to the 2. Okay, so let's talk about that. I sort of gave a little, explanation to some parts of it, but so after that, C sharp major over G sharp. You are the source of my strength. Then we're going to the 3, which is F minor 7 flat 5. You are the strength of my life. Now you might hear that little movement. Now this and this are the same chord. Same chord. It's just like a movement going up to the same chord. Like you can do the same thing with this. Like this and this are the same chord, but you can move up to it. Like you can do that with different chords. Okay. So with this minor chord, that's a way that you can move up to that. And it's not, these aren't random notes. These are notes that lead up to, like within specific intervals, okay, that lead up to the same chord that's an inversion a little bit higher up. All right, on the same set of strings, really. So you can, you can do that here. I'll talk about that on another video. So like from here on out is almost, that's just about the whole song. Okay, we're almost done. So the part where it says I lift my hands, C sharp major over G sharp, G sharp minor, C sharp major. You see that that movement? So the bass was kind of moving a little bit. It kind of played on the notes from the G sharp and the C sharp. So which is what it's doing. And then, all right, so let's do it again. Amen. All right, so that it's a little interesting, Now I'm not getting no feedback. I ain't getting nobody asking me nothing. So now I'm starting to fly through. You know, usually I'll be patient and I'll slow down until somebody start asking me something. So I'm not gonna answer. I'm not gonna assume that there are questions. So just keep that in mind. I'm not gonna assume that. So on that, where we were, so that was another instance where over the 4, keep in mind, if y'all got questions, ask the questions. Okay. I'm not going to assume that, you know, I'm giving you the answers that you want. Okay. So I'm just saying what the song is. All right. Now over the 4. Now there are videos that I have that talk about moving triads over the same bass note, like keeping one bass note and playing several other triads. Okay. Like this. Okay. That's sort of what he's doing over that 4. So all right, so that's what he does. And there are like a few ways to play it. You can play it that way. You can play it that way. You can play it that way. Okay. And then he goes to the flat 2, which is a diminished 7th. Then a E flat minor. So I lift my hands in total praise to you. So lift my hands in total praise to you. Again, that movement. Then when it says the amen part, but a simple way to play that is but I was just showing you how it looks with the actual bass note. So let's do it again. Do like a movement like that. So let's go. Let's play it in context. Yeah, when you learn something like that, Richard Smallwood, his approach actually to playing, which those of you know that he actually recently passed away, but he was brilliant. He was brilliant, classically trained, infused with some influences from jazz, blues as well, which is common in a lot of gospel music, but Richard Smallwood really did pay a huge contribution in using his approach, his classical approach, and the way he used triads and the way he would use his roots and flip the roots and to other just ways that I've never heard, that I've heard few people actually use that approach. Okay. So I just think that it's pretty cool. And I figured that I would share, and I hope that this, could offer some insight, even just one part of it. It really does open your mind up. And when you actually listen to gospel music, and believe it or not, growing up, gospel music was not my favorite because I just heard a bunch of old people voices. That's what it sounded like to me. But when I actually started to pick apart the music, I was like, wow, that's very interesting. And just hearing how I think the way I was interpreting things was that if you play a C sharp, and if you play the E flat minor, that's all that you could play in those positions, in those keys. But I clearly learned that you can do different things, using the same root, but just switching up the chords to give you more melodic richness, harmonic richness in some instances. But yeah, it gives you a lot to choose from if you're not stuck on only using a major chord or a major seventh chord in those positions. Okay. So I think that's all I will share as far as that, because this will hit an hour that this video has been recording, that this live has been going. So I don't have any questions. Ain't nobody tap in. Maybe everybody's at work, but I appreciate those of you who has stopped by. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And I hope tonight was a good night. I hope you had a good day at work. And let me know if you have any questions. Remember, my community is definitely available. There's a link in my bio, as well as in the description, and I may drop a link in the video as well, like in one of the pop-ups. So yeah, if you want to see it, just rewind it back. All right. So appreciate y'all. See you later. Love you.